She loves to sing, and so she displayed her prowess with the rendition of 2 songs, one of which she says earned her a prize when she was 8 years old.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Let us go into thy house of the Lord.
I had to ask her, if she had her life all over again, what would she do differently?
I don't have any regret at all.
Amen. Amen.
At all. God do that for me. Easy.
All too soon, it was time for me to leave. Mama Eunice Ibilola Ashabi Williams did not let me leave her sight without offering words of prayer for Nigeria. And don't envy me, she rested her hand of blessing on me.
Oh my Lord, oh my God, I tap into that prayer. It's not for joy only. And it's heartwarming that Mama Ibilola is still sharp and quick-witted at 100 years. I hereby tap again. Meanwhile, does the name Sam Ibiam ring a bell? I doubt that many people would remember him. But Sam Ibiam is one of Nigeria's premier footballers, having started his career in the round leather game in 1945. He is 91 years old, very alert and kicking. It was while discussing sports with some friends that Paul Ogaji heard that Nigeria's first ever goalkeeper is still alive. Because for Paul, seeing is believing, he traced his steps to the residence of Sam Ibiam in Umuahia, Abia State, where Paul brought back its exclusive to NewsLine.
At 91 years of age, he qualifies to be called Pa. Sam Ibiam is a native of Owana in Ebonyi State. After his secondary education at Hopewode College, Calabar, where he played in the school's first 11, Pa Ibiam joined Nigeria's UK tourist team. This was in 1949. Before then, in 1948, he was in the Port Harcourt team that played the semi-final matches against the Teslim Balogun-inspired railway team of Lagos for the National Cup, known back then as the Governor's Cup. So spectacular was Pa Ibiam's performance at these matches that he was selected to be one of the 18 players in the UK tourist team. At the first international football match between Nigeria and Sierra Leone, Pa Ibiam was the goalkeeper. This was in 1949. Do you remember some of your teammates in those days? A man of many firsts, he became the first Nigerian goalkeeper to play for a foreign club when he joined Accra Olympics Football Club of Ghana.
I was not a big player to Olympics. When Nigeria had a match, they called for me. Because I was here for 2 teams. As usual, I always come from Ghana at Lagos to play for Lagos team or to play for Ghana team. I was the issue of the 2 teams. If the one in Ghana, I'll be there. And Nigeria's playing against Ghana, yes, I'll be there.
He recalls one of his toughest matches.
Was in Ghana. It was a tough match, honestly.
How many goals did you concede?
Only 3.
So did Nigeria win the match?
It was a good game.
Okay, it was 3-3.
Yes.
How was the game of football and the players in his time and now? I asked him to compare and contrast.
The way I played my own football, it was simple. I was honest with myself, did what I was asked to do by my coaches, exactly what required discipline from the team.
At 91, anyone would expect Ibrahim's eyesight to be failing or to have totally failed. But his eyesight is so sharp that he reads without the aid of medicated glasses. If I give you this paper now, you can read something here. Let me here.
I have been neglected. I have been neglected.
That means they are quoting you.
Yes.
Emeka Ibrahim is Pasam Ibrahim's first son.
Ever since he retired, Wiley went back to Africa, stayed too many years before coming back to Mara because of illness. And I thank God they've been caring for him, my wife, myself, and my sisters.
As Nigeria's first ever goalkeeper, Ibrahim says he has no regrets whatsoever to have played football for Nigeria. He however wishes that Nigeria could pay him a little attention.
I have no regrets, but my own state not recognizing me as they should. As I am not recognizing Abuja State in the state, Balogun in Lagos State, there was nobody talking about me.
90-something years, what is the secret? What has been keeping you on?
The secret. I've been living a happy life. I'm living a happy life. My family here, it keeps me happy all the time.
There you have it. The secret to a fulfilled old age is a loving family and a joyful mindset. Kudos to Grandpa Sam Ibrahim. Next up, if you are a motorist in Lagos and you drive on any of the bridges or expressways, you will identify with this story. This will pass your car like a flash of lightning, taking you by surprise. Sometimes they are solo, sometimes in twos or more. They dash between cars in moving traffic, many times causing drivers to press on their brakes suddenly. Skaters, as they are. Everyone says their presence on the highways puts every road user at risk of a ghastly accident. But didn't the state government ban them a few years ago from the highways? Why are they back? Mr. Toniat reports.
They cannot skate on the highway. It is a violation of the traffic law. I implore all parents to call their children and their wards to order. We will arrest them and we will bring them to the law. So the highway is not a place to skate.
The pronouncement by former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, was not a threat. All security agents were empowered and detailed to check the excesses of skaters on the roads. The skaters simply disappeared into thin air, and motorists who were at risk of knocking them down heaved a sigh of relief. 2 years after the restriction order, the skaters are back on the highways of Lagos with reckless abandon. While returning from a different assignment, I saw these skaters on the road in Ikeja. Although they claimed to understand the risks involved in skating on motorways, they came across as unrepentant and nonchalant.
Skating is kind of fun of exercise. We use the burn down fat, and it's kind of fun for us. We use it as fun, and we also make money from it.
You know, it's quite dangerous doing it on the highway, you know.
Yeah, it's quite dangerous. Anything is dangerous, just that the risk at we skaters skate is just a pro that you can just see that it's so risky.
Are you in school?
I'm in school. Secondary school. My mom and dad have approved it, so I can't say skating is a bad thing. We do it for work, for shows that we do, promotional jobs that we do for skating. So that's why we are professionals. It's from our boss. They contacted our boss and brought us up to the job. What is likely to happen when the regulation will come out is that advertisers, be it advertising agencies or companies that engage them in carrying out this kind of activities would be liable as well. Definitely they will be liable.
We are actually working in seeing them on the road, catching them, collecting their sketches from them. We observe that even most of them, after collecting their sketches, they have the money to buy a new one. And you don't see them around you anymore. You see them around the street. But after a while, the parents come back and tell, okay, now he's not going to skate anymore.
This respondent, who says he's a parent, could not imagine why some parents and guardians would not discourage their children from skating on the highway.
And I saw, and most times I see them, I'm very scared about driving very close to them. It's dangerous, it's not to be encouraged, and I don't know who, the kind of fathers and mothers must have left their children to do that kind of a dangerous thing on the road.
He says there is urgent need for the state government to stop these youths from what he termed self-destruction.
One day I saw one of these guys skate out, be on the top, in front of my own car, and I told my driver to stop, but I want to make an arrest. The moment he stopped, the guy skips. You can't even get him because he will just jump into another moving vehicle and he stops. So what I'm trying to say is that if there's a long tweet, then we have a law enforcement agent to work on that. We should have even police to help them do that, and we must make sure that we, the public, we help them to get that thing done.
The menace of highway skating was part of the motion discussed on the floor of the Lagos State House of Assembly 2 years ago that led to the ban. NewsLine then proceeded to the office of the majority leader of the State Assembly to find out what the lawmakers will do now that the skaters have defied the initial ban and are back on the highway.
In no time, the Russians will not see them on the streets again, and those are seen on the streets prevented of the law, and they will be prevented from committing self-murder.
The consensus among concerned Lagos residents is that the state governor, Akinwumi Ambode, needs to take action and reinforce the ban on highway skating in the state.
These young men are at that stage when the blood is very hot. Enforcing the ban will make them grow up. If they are not stopped, they will keep believing that they can fly like Superman. They must be stopped. Moving on, if you live in Lagos, you will identify more with this report. Most landlords, especially the ones who own houses on the mainland, are guilty of this. They build their houses with no consideration for parking space to their tenants be car owners. The result? Tenants park their cars along the streets, constituting a nuisance factor to other road users. But then we ask, do they have any other choice? Why would landlords build their houses even without a little space for tenants to park their cars in the compound? Annie Daniels, who has zero tolerance for the trend, has been asking questions, and here are the answers.
Accommodation in Lagos is a big deal. This is because the rent is very expensive regardless of whether the tenant cuts his coats according to his size. Now, everyone desires a decent and comfortable place to live in. Part of this comfort includes being able to park one's car inside the premises of one's dwelling place. But most residential buildings in Lagos do not have such luxury.
Instead of make the put cars park at their house, they will take on to do a bus quarter.
And most landlords don't live there, so they just build the house for commercial purposes.
But it is expected that before a tenant moves into a rented house, he would have inspected the facility and accepted the terms of agreement. Did these tenants not observe that the compound did not have a parking space?
House is very, very expensive, and house is very, very difficult to get sometimes. So if you see a place that doesn't have car park, and it's a cheaper place for you to go into, like if you're somebody that just starting life, you understand? So you will not, instead you just go into the place.
And they don't have voice to talk now because they are tenants. They can't tell landlord what they want. Now the landlord is supposed to know what to do, the right thing to do.
Turning the streets into car parks must have implications.
The way they see the parking everywhere there, I walk back on the road and narrows the road. Instead of 2 lanes, become 1 lane. We are distracting others from using the road.
Most that means those landlords doesn't want their tenants to have cars. When you are building a house, you didn't build a parking space, you don't want the tenants to prosper.
A few months ago, when they have quarrel around Mushin side of Lagos, where all these guys just came out, some were throwing stone and everything. And can you imagine, I was even sleeping at home that morning. I was even involved, as in my car had problem like that even they scattered all my windscreen and everything.
It is because of these implications that some tenants went all out in search of alternatives to secure the save their cars.
Our friends that park in schools, they pay a monthly, 3,000 naira monthly. In churches, in school, I even have somebody that parked along my place. Sometimes when you ask him to come and remove the car, it's a problem.
But what is the rationale behind building a house without space for parking cars?
Most of the landlords want to maximize the space now. They want to make more money. They want to maximize the space and build more houses and more.
In view of the fact that the build is already done, in the sense that there are countless residential areas without parking spaces in compounds in Lagos, can there be any solution?
Before approval is given to the developer, the adequate need for the authorities to ensure that the developer will incorporate in the design parking space.
Whichever way the landlords look at it, the tenants say it is only appropriate for them to make parking space available on their properties, even if it is only 1 car space per tenant. In which case, if the tenant has more than 1 car, then it's no longer the landlord's fault if the cars are parked along the streets.
Intending Lagos landlords, I hope you are watching. Instead of erecting a self-contained apartment on that extra space, consider making it a car park first of all. Moving on, it would not be overflogging the issue to say that the number of deplorable roads and some abandoned canal projects in Lagos leave residents in the communities where they are located and road users in distress, especially when it rains. Our searchlight beamed on the Itire Ikate local council development area, focusing on some the searchlight went on our assessment visit and it got more than it bargained for.
When residents they appeal to us to lend them they attribute the challenges firstly to a certain community which was created before the approval. Then the abandoned canal project in the area, they say, causes massive flooding when it rains.
So they are work to move the block for them to continue. Over time, when it's tiring, and suffering, it's just getting back to us. Maybe after the rain stops, then the water will now come back to people's room. And put us here at just here at the council here. It's been one you can never see councillor. It has been this kind of here. It has been approved by the LMBCD. We've been there several times as community Congress of the Progressive Youth.
Adjacent to Onibuare Street is Ashimaru Bakari. This community competes with pigs and mosquitoes. As if that is not enough, the community exists under high-tension electric cables. So much fuel. Who should be responsible? But residents, just like their neighbors on other nearby streets, poured out their emotions.
When they fall for this Ashimaru Bakari, turn to river, motor cannot cross, Okada cannot cross, even if you use leg cannot cross. Until the rain goes down before you see people now follow here to Kilo. So we need help from government to repair this road for us.
We have tried our possible best to alleviate the sufferings of our people to no avail. Flooding here is always devastating. Governor Ambody, please come to our aid.
The entire Ikato community is on its knees.
We have never benefited anything from Lagos State government, yet we pay a tax. So, we appeal to Governor Ambode to help alleviate our plight.
Right opposite the abandoned canal project is a kindergarten school, and I wondered why a school for infants and toddlers should be on such a location. How do the children cope when it rains?
When it rains here, it is as if we are at the beach. You see the whole place filled up with water. The last time we had a heavy downpour here, it was a very big tipper that had to move children, across that side of Ashimeru. Immediately we see that the weather has changed and then it's going to be heavy. We first of all send a quick SMS to all parents. We send a bulk SMS to all the parents that they should quickly come around looking at the weather to come and pick the children.
This school here, where the children go school, when rain fall, before their closing time, we will leave them. Instead of them to close 2 o'clock, we leave them till 5 o'clock before we begin carry them. Go that time where the river go down before we now carry them house.
However, my spirit was lifted when I saw on the perimeter fence of the school that the NTA has made so much impact as to be a role model for the children. The residents were happy to show off their playground, which they say is work in progress. And then, the unexpected happens to me and the crew. From what appears to be out of the blues, some miscreants known as area boys appeared and questioned the authority we had to be in that area. What followed is better imagined. That was close. We escaped by the whiskers. Have we just encountered a hazard of the job? Anyway, these communities are filthy. Who is to blame? The people who reside in them, or the state government that has been accused of abandoning canal projects that agitate the people with flooding when it rains, making it impossible for them to manage the environment properly?
Indeed, the hazards of the job, Misha. We've had a fair share of those. Wonder why the area boys haven't channeled their gaga energy into clearing the drains in their area. It should do more good than beating up a TV crew. Hazards, alright? No doubt we've kept you on the edge of your seats with the stories in our first segment. We shall take a break now, and when we come back, we'll have sad stories to tell. Stay on the line.
Time to divert. Everybody divert or eat. Recharge, complex, and browse with your excellence, and you can do what?
Make I hear you well. You talk to say one container on the IC.
One correct plot of land for my village, Daddy. It's bigger than that. One trailer load of cow. No! 1 million every day for 60 days. I'm a 50 to 60 millionaires in 60 days. So, Oga Yezu Abokitu, Oga Moshiru, Kalifu, Baby Johnny, Atoto Boyoyo, Oneta Fonera with the one every hour for 60 days. A lot of free effort. 100 million naira worth of prizes. Everybody is a winner. Just recharge and keep winning in the SAE Play Million Brother!
Airtel, the smartphone network. Stallion Group, a progressive conglomerate with diversified business presence in more than 18 countries in sectors like agriculture and rice value chain, automobile manufacturing, automobile sales and services, steel manufacturing, mining, fisheries and aquaculture, plastics and polymers, petrochemicals and packaging, port operations, shipping and logistics, warehousing and distribution, fertilizers, real estate,
technology, and financial services. Stallion Group is dedicated towards its social responsibilities with focus on rural and community development, healthcare, child welfare, and a sustainable environment. Stallion Group is committed to making the lives of our people better by providing quality products at an affordable price. Stallion, proudly Nigerian.
As a mom and also a dental expert, I have always protected my family against cavities, but I also worry about stains. And bad breath too. That's why I've helped develop new Pepsodent Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. 1. It helps protect against cavities. 2. Stains. And 3. Bad breath. Now my family is triple protected with new Pepsodent Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. Welcome back. Now, how many of you remember the Alaja Stew Rolling Company? Do you remember where it was located? Okay, I'll tell you. The company was located in Udu local government area of Delta State. I say was because, in case you don't know, the company folded up years ago. When that happened, thousands of its workers were thrown into the employment market. Now, our correspondent Austin Ademide visited the area and came back to tell us that the indigenous and residents say life has not been the same for them since the collapse of the company. As for the native workers, life simply fell apart. Take a look.
The company Alaja went limbo over 3 decades. To say life has been tough for the natives and residents of Over Alaja is an understatement. Most of the people here had depended largely on the data free company located in their area as source of livelihood. But when the company ran into comatose, everything became a nightmare for them. I was lucky enough to have met one Brady James, a former pilot plant operator who sacrificed 25 years for the data free company with obviously nothing tangible to show for it. Just as he was about to narrate his experience, 2 of his children were returning from hawking to supplement his Okada business.
I have been given some house. If not my uncle that given me this house, I have been given my house. I'm going to pay my rentage.
From young to the old, it is same bitter stories to tell about the once cherished company. Here are some of the accounts of Endurance Omokere, Godwin Umukoro, and others.
From the president of the plant, it is very tight. Very tight. Can see we use Slavic for now.
The fortune of the data free company, which totally converted iron ore for solution of the National Iron Mining Company, Ipako, rolling mills in Osogbo, Jos, and Katsina. When there were no pellet supplies from the data free company Alaja, the rolling mills went out of operation. When the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria took over the company in 2012, the debt profile had accumulated to over 40 billion naira. Most of the 10,000 staff who were laid off have been owed their salaries and emoluments.
Even in worry, up to Europe, the effect was being felt because at the end of the month, when the SC staffs are paid over 3,000, over 300,000 million goes into the market as salaries to staff. So the whole place was buoyant and everybody was happy. Our markets were flourishing. But since the death, everything has been stagnant.
According to experts, resuscitating the company will require an independent power plant, even with its present 230 kV substation power supply capacity. Also, there is need for government's quick intervention irrespective of the private investment plans in place.
We believe that the steel industry is as fundamental to the development of the country as the refineries are. So Nigeria should own the steel industry and take it over rather than sell to individuals. Own it, but run it like an independent outfit.
The nation's quest for industrial revolution and economic diversification will be a mirage unless the sleeping giant like the data company Alaja is woken up from his slumber.
We give people more inspiration in order for them to move on economically. Hopefully things will turn out positive. Moving on, she saw a bright future ahead. Finally, she had completed 7 donations through the compulsory National Youth Service Corps program. Her dream was to secure a job and be of help to her widowed mother who went through thick and thin to pay her way through university. Everything was falling into place for her. But only a few days after completing the service, something happened to her that has cast a most unwelcome cloud over a well-laid-out dream. This is in Utupo, Benue State. Let's hear the details of her story from Blessing Omeche, Ibuti.
Margaret Ehunamure, a graduate of business management from Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Edo State, was posted to Benue State for the 1-year mandatory NYSC program last year. After the 3 weeks orientation course, she was deployed to Victory Model College, Lese, in Ushunga local government area, her place of primary assignment. Upon the successful completion of her program on the 2nd of July 2015, Margaret, equipped with her discharge certificate, boarded a vehicle from Boko, heading to Lagos to present her mother, the outcome of the many years of struggle when tragedy struck. The 18-seater Benue Links bus, Margaret, 3 other escort members and passengers were traveling in, had an accident along Adoka Road while trying to avoid a motorcycle. The passengers suffered various degrees of injury, with Margaret having a crushed left forearm which had to be amputated.
When it happened, I was discouraged. I was asking God why me, why now that finished. After this, some people have been coming to encourage me, to pray for me, to talk to me.
Medical practitioners at the General Hospital Utupo attending to Margaret explained the condition in which she was brought in.
The vehicle crushed her left forearm. The tissues were devitalized. There was no way to use, and because of that, there was a lot of blood loss. We are taking care of the wound, and when we discharge her now, we refer her for prosthesis.
Margaret, the third in the family of 5, lost her father in 2001, and her widowed mother took up the responsibility of her education and her other 4 siblings from the profit she makes from her plantain business.
We will join together, take up the jewels, take us in this country. Just to take God praise, then I say help me for this year, make not say me for us like that. I work for her beg.
Since the tragic incident on Tuesday, 7th July 2015, friends of Margaret, who are also ex-corps members, have been managing to meet her medical needs by donating blood and purchasing her drugs.
I have to be around her, and it is as a result of her personality. He is so nice to us. If I don't have the money, but I'm here to give her my support. She's a good friend. I pray Nigeria should help her. She has served Nigeria.
Though Margaret is not deterred by her present condition, but grateful to God for sparing her life, she wonders what becomes of her dreams and aspirations of getting a good job so as to reduce her mother's burden of training her younger siblings.
So that story may be sad. That sadness can be transformed into empowerment. Oh, yes we can. On to the next. Her life was just starting at only 21 years of age. She was a student at a tertiary institution. Her remains were found in a shrine where she had been gruesomely murdered, allegedly for ritual purposes. It happened in a community called Ishara in Ogun State. Her parents are traumatized and are calling for justice. Who is this girl? How did she get to the shrine? Was she abducted? Yemi Dalimo reports.
For Mr. and Mrs. Abayomi Wulabi, June 15, 2015 will forever remain indelible in their lives because it was on that day that they discovered the remains of the body of their daughter, the student of Gateway Polytechnic Sapadi in Remo North local government area of Ogun State, in a shrine located in the area. She was declared missing on the 6th of June, and after several searches, her mutilated body was discovered at a brutally bend along Akakandomosho in Ishara. Investigations reveal that Morenikeji Owolabi was said to have been lured to the shrine by a man named Femi Arise on a pretext that he wanted to assist her. When the Chief Commissioner of Police visited the shrine after the discovery, pots containing suspected cooked human parts, smoked human parts, legs buried in a shallow grave, a passport photograph and other items were discovered in the evil forest. The distraught parents who lived at Egbe new site in Ijebu, they told NTA News that though it did had been done, all they wanted is justice. According to Mr. and Mrs. Owolabi, the government should apprehend the ritualist who is now at large, bring him to book and further comb the area with a view of permanently putting a stop to such disastrous acts so as to save innocent children from falling victims.
I want government to have mercy on me, though the deed has been done. It should help me find that man called Femi Arise, and I don't want them to sweep the case under the carpet. I am poor, please don't shoot me. We don't have anyone except God. Government should please have mercy on us. We know things are now out of hand, but we look unto God to comfort us. What happened is not a small thing. Help us find that man called Femi Arise.
Sympathizers have been funding their residents to commiserate with the nursing mother over the irreparable loss.
Government should follow the case to logical conclusion.
In the meantime, the State Police Commissioner Valentine Utomchukwu has promised to rid the state of every criminal activity, just as he promised justice on the matter.
I assure you that this particular nefarious activities will be put to an end. With this instant case, we will put it to an end.
5 suspects have been arrested in connection with the crime, while further evidences have also been discovered.
What a tragic incident. We shall keep you updated as justice progresses. Residents of Ankpa, a commercial town in Kogi State, were so happy when Governor Idris Wada flagged off the construction of 7 of the township roads. The construction of the road is part of the administration's resolve to improve the living condition of the people. Solomon Ayude reports.
A commercial town in Kogi East shares boundary with Benue State and serves as a gateway to the eastern part of the country. The deplorable condition of this township road is a major challenge that has confronted the area, and it has affected movement of goods and persons over the years. Worried by the situation, the state government awarded contract for the construction of the 6.5-kilometer road, expected to be completed within 12 months. Road construction and maintenance are cardinal programs of the Wada administration in view of the socio-economic importance of road to urban and rural communities. There's a lot of need for good roads in Kogi State for us to bring our people together, for people to interact, to visit each other, to move about, do their businesses.
The entire local government has one reason or the other to access this road. This is the day we've been expecting.
As part of the working visit, the government inspected rehabilitation work on Ankpa water works. The completion of the project is expected to address the perennial water problems in Ankpa. In the same vein, the need came the way of Abuja community in Galamela Odolu local government area when Captain Idris Wada flagged off free medical services initiated by the state government in collaboration with feeding rural medical outreach. The exercise is to bring healthcare services to the doorstep of the rural dwellers. Just the past 2 days I started this program has created a lot of impact on our people. For the benefiting community, the building and equipping of a primary healthcare center in their area and the free medical services are dreams come true. Their last access to public healthcare services in the area was in 1973.
The understanding of which NTA indicated today averages from the past through development and civilization.
More inspiring stories and festivals. They will be unveiled right after this timeout. Let's take another commercial break. Stay on the line.
Federation Account Allocation Committee, Postmodern Subcommittee, invites stakeholders in the oil and gas industry to a 2-day national stakeholders seminar with the theme, The Role of Nigeria's Economy, date 28 31st July 2015. Time 9 a.m. daily. Venue Civic Center, 79 City. Expected participants, relevant committees of the National Assembly, permanent secretaries, the organized labor, multinational oil companies. For details, check the following days. Guardian Leadership Vanguard of 16th, 20th and 24th July 2015. FARC announcer. Enjoy great nourishment. Eat Mecca white oats. It's easy and quick to prepare. No artificial flavor, preservative or coloring. Rich in fiber and vitamins. Improves bone health and is suitable for diabetics. Mecca white oats is made from whole grains and is good for children, adults, pregnant and nursing mothers. Nothing says good morning like a warm bowl of Mecca white oats. Available in leading supermarkets nationwide. Mecca white oats is a product of Chris Hold Nigerian Limited, 40 Musaka Street, Mrs. 6, Abuja. Marketed and distributed by Royal Diamond Veteran Synergy Limited. Telephone 0703 111 4388 0817 957 1760. Mecca white oats, your delicious and nourishing oatmeal.
Introducing Dettol 175 grams family soap. Buy Dettol family soap for 200 naira and save 50 naira.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the systems that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world. Kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, they bring with this message.
Being there. Her name is Miriam, born 20 years ago. She was physically challenged and at the beginning could not rise above her limitation. She did what some people with disabilities would naturally do, beg for arms. Then one day, not too long ago, she had a brainwave which prepared her to see that she can do better and make something good out of her life. She stepped on it, and of course the perimeter fence surrounding her life is beginning to crumble. What is Miriam engaged in right now, and what really is the nature of her physical challenge? Salatu Lamon, our correspondent in Gulbe, where Miriam resides, will tell us the story.
Mariam Umar Suleiman was born with birth defect. This was 20 years ago. Her condition, physically challenged, forced her to street begging. but later realized that her life could be better if she faced her challenges. That was realized because Mariam now goes to school. She is in primary 4 at Jewel Academy, Gombe, and she does very well in school. Though she uses her tool for classroom instructions, her writing is good and clear. Her teacher confirms she is exceptional in class.
I just gave them class, so she was the first to finish, and then she got calls.
She has been doing well, even performing even more than others in the class. So it's something to appreciate.
My friend is trying in the school. I'm thinking what she's doing, which I'm appreciating her.
Mariam's dream is to be successful in future, who can fend for herself and the family.
I want to be a banker or journalist.
However, Mariam sometimes hardly caters for all her needs. Even the school fees is hard to get, making her to go to streets and beg against her wish.
Mariam has been staying with me right from her childhood without any problem aside the challenges of paying her school fees. We pray she succeeds in life someday.
For now, Mariam is succeeding despite the difficult situation. Only time can tell whether her dream will be achieved.
Kudos to Mariam for rising above her situation. At the beginning, they always felt discouraged. Why would they be the ones to have disability? But with determination and encouragement from their parents, they made a headway in life. They attend school for special children, learn not only to read and write, but also to acquire vocational skills. They are able to prove their worth. That is the story of the students who graduated from the Pacheli School for the Blind and partially sighted in Lagos during the week. Annie Daniels was there, and she reports that gaining access to the premises was tough as the school was overtaken by flood following the downpour of that day.
At a glance, nothing about them points to any form of disability. But they are blind. Yes, they can't see, but they show not the way to their destinations, even with this flood. They are students of Pacheli School for the Blind and Partially Sighted who chose to carve a niche for themselves. If you wonder, the school is turning out 20 of its pupils, 15 from basic 6 and 5 from rehabilitation.
And last year the group we sent to Queens and Kings and Ejality, they got excellent in all their classes or their subjects.
Knowing that academic success is not just the only end in a child's life, the school also focuses on co-curricular and character development, social-emotional learning, as well as skills acquisition. And so, the students have acquired skills in tie and dye, bead making, flower vase making, amongst others. Abednego, Jacob Norris, and Aisha Gunkoya are among pupils who look forward to contributing their quota to national growth.
I have realized that I can do so many things on my own, technology-wise, educationally-wise. It doesn't necessarily mean that actually hasn't provided everything to us. I don't have to say big thank you to them, because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yes, I do go for examinations when I just around to ask questions, and I go to library to take books and read.
The pupils' performances in choreography, dance, and various other activities held guests spellbound.
Before, if I saw her, my mind is gotten off. But today, as he joined this school, his plan and how he's doing and everything for his life, I'm very happy. Some of our graduating students now are living here to King's College and Queen's College. If they will be a secondary school attached to this Pacheli, really love it.
So, do you still doubt that this category of people can make a living for themselves? I doubt it, because they have proved beyond all that there is indeed ability in disability.
spite of their limitations, check out the heavy burden they are churning out. Actually, students are a reminder that everything good is not just possible, but doable, and the authorities must not forget about the flooding at the school. Thanks for getting through it. Children, as you know, are tomorrow's leaders. This perhaps explains why most parents ensure that their children have sound moral, social and educational training. White Plain British College, Jabi, Abuja, is one college that has these qualities and more. The college has held its annual speech and prize-giving day, the 7th in the series. Deborah Mika reports that the ceremony was colorful and entertaining.
Celebrating the 7th graduation ceremony was another historical moment of the school. Exciting activities were on display by the students to the admiration of guests. Chairman of the occasion, Assistant Comptroller General of Customs Dauda Ashigi, in his address noted that White Plains British College is in the limelight in developing the children's talents academically.
There's discipline, a lot of things. If your children are here, I'm sure they will go places.
The school director, Dr. Francis Wofford, while highlighting some of the school's academic achievements, said in 2012 the school was awarded the best secondary school by the Institute of Government Research and Development and National Top Quality School of the Year 2012 by the Quality Management Development Institute, Lagos, to mention but a few.
Giving them the best as far as education is, international education is concerned. It's a British education, the highest in Nigeria so far.
The school principal Simon Michel recognized some of the students with award of academic excellence during the graduation ceremony.
When they leave, then gone to their further education in Nigeria, but in the UK, for example, my objective is for them to come back and take up a leadership position within Nigerian society.
The students told their success stories.
Great experience being in the school, meeting so many people, meeting so many amazing teachers who helped me, who advised me, who nurtured me and who helped me grow as a person.
Back me up, they back all of us up. The school always tries its best to, excel in good things, always putting an eye on all the students.
Teachers are wonderful because the way they relate to the kids is so wonderful.
The school is very clean. It looks like it's a high-school school, just like any other school abroad.
Even at home, we see how they perform, how they behave. It makes us feel good.
The school had earlier paid a visit to the camp of the IDPs located in Sabo Kuchigoro to felicitate with the IDPs donating gift items worth thousands of naira to the victims of insurgency.
The Canadian capital city, Ottawa, had a taste of the opulent cultural heritage of the Igbo community as the people celebrated womanhood and the beauty of the culture. Extending the culture to the next generation of Nigerian children in Canada was also on the agenda. Joy Osiago has details of the facts and sounds.
Nigerian part of the country to culture, we cannot take from them. Many foreigners appreciate such active value from Nigerians. The women of Ottawa have taken a step further to celebrate the culture and womanhood. It is not a nice for speeches as the women came prepared to present the foundational exposure to Igbo language, nuances, and the lessons from the Igbo school in Ottawa.
This has been ongoing for a while. Some of our members have taken it on as a personally as a cause, where they're contributing money, doing drives, they go and pick up the children from their home. We get them doing cultural-based song and dance.
Over the years being in Canada, I mostly learned a lot about my culture by these kinds of events. When we do events like this, the older generation is able to just transfer and instill their different values into us and the culture. And it's really good for us. It makes us learn and keep us more open-minded, and we get to know a lot about ourselves and where we come from. And it's very important to me as a person so that I can, when I get to that age, be able to transfer those values to my children.
The children are made to recognize their roots while growing up in another continent. Well done to the parents and the organizers. Standing between you and our last segment is yet another commercial break. Stay on the line while we take it, and be right back.
Forget it, Mike. Just because you're the best performer doesn't mean you promote you. You can't be fired before acting. I think you are fired. Stand tall, face your fear, be brave and claim your prize. Step forward and become the man you're meant to be. Gilda, the ultimate.
As a mom and also a dental expert, I have always protected my family against cavities, but I also worry about stains. And bad breath too. That's why I've helped develop new Pepsodent Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. 1. It helps protect against cavities. 2. Stains. And 3. Bad breath. Now my family is triple protected with new Pepsodent Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. Glad to have you back. It was on the set of the blockbuster movie Tempting Fate that Nigeria's Bollywood met America's Hollywood. The film, which had been in the works for not less than 2 years, is written and directed by Kevin Nwanko. After premiering in big screens around the world, the movie made its debut on the 10th of July in Lagos. Cecil Ebele was there, and here's how she reports it.
Since its first release in Houston, Texas, USA in 2014, Tempting Fate has finally found its way to Nigeria. This film, which features two of the best film producing nations in the world, Hollywood and Nollywood, set in the United States, and is produced by Kevin Nwanko. As the actors prepare for the red carpet and VIP screening in a couple of hours, fingers remain crossed on the audience reception.
We kind of expected this, and because we already put a lot of work in it, and so what we're seeing today is not surprising, actually.
Ramsey Noah, the only Nollywood actor in the production, why did he say yes to feature in the movie?
Because we're going to be collaborating with Hollywood stars, so it's like, yeah, why not?
And for the other actors, though this has been their first visit to Africa and indeed Nigeria, the reception has been overwhelming.
This is amazing. You rarely see a premiere like this back in Hollywood.
I'm so honored and so blessed to be a part of this production, and everyone has been so warming and so welcoming.
Blessed. Overwhelmed. I really feel blessed. I mean, this is beyond what I imagined when I first started this film. I wanted to go on set, do my work, and go home. Nigerian people are very, very, very into good cinema, and Tempting Fate is great cinema.
Tempting Fate tells the story of two brothers and how their worlds were torn apart when one commits an unforgivable act and the wrong one goes to jail.
Have movie
premieres in Nigeria where The Rock, and maybe Fast and Furious and the rest of them, Will Smith, will come here. Samuel L. Jackson will come here to do a premiere of one of their movies.
Content-wise, I'll say this is one of the best movies I've seen in my entire life. It's a very good movie. It's one I would recommend to everyone to see.
I want to believe very, very soon you find it so hard to differentiate between Nigerian film and American film.
It's quite touching and it's a must watch.
Very good acting and good collabo.
In terms of characterization, interpretation, sound effect, everything really sounded well. Everything was actually intact.
As 20 makes its debut in cinemas across Nigeria, the unanswered question remains: does the walker choose the path, or the path the walker?
So that collabo coming, Nollywood is taking the world by storm, and us Nigerians are proud of that. Legend Extra Stout from the stables of Nigeria Breweries PLC will go to 18 cities in the country, spreading excitement. What the participants have to do is taste, tell, and win exciting prizes. Of course, there will be a lot of music to pep up the show.